friends. I hope you are doing so amazing today. This is Stephanie Matos, spiritual mindset coach and founder of RaiseYourVibeToday.com. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about a subject that I know lots and lots and lots about. You might call me an expert in it, and that is social anxiety. I used to suffer really terribly from social anxiety. I used to be so bad, in fact, I couldn't even leave my house, that I would just say no to everything. I would go to work and come home and that was it, because I was just so petrified to be around people that I didn't know, and even people that I did know. That's how crazy it was. And it took me a really long time to unravel that neurology in my mind, because again, and I'll say this once and I'll say it again, I did not know that coaching existed back then. Had I have known that, or even had any idea where to find somebody who was an expert in that kind of thing, I would have 100% hired that person and gotten through this way quicker. But it took me probably about, I would say, 8 years or so to fully recover from this. And I would say that I'm 99.9% recovered, because what happens is that sometimes when you get overwhelmed or stressed or something like that, it kind of triggers it a bit. But I would say 99.9% healed is basically 100% healed, especially when I used to not be able to leave the house. And so the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I know this is something that a lot of people struggle with. I work with women every single day and a lot of them actually struggle a lot with this. And here's the thing, is that I really had to rack my brain. Where is this coming from? What exactly is this? And it really stems from, I believe, lack of self-worth. That is it. If we knew how worthy we were, if we knew how amazing we were, if we understood what a gift we were to this world, we wouldn't be embarrassed to speak to anyone, to talk to anyone, to enter into any room, to do anything that we really wanted to do. And really it comes from not understanding our own worth, but then also expecting to be judged. So I know for me, when I was scared to go places or scared to go get an oil change or whatever it was, there were so many different things that I would not do. I wouldn't go places by myself. I wouldn't drive places alone. I would completely freak out. Like, it's just crazy where I was and where I am now. And that's another thing too, is that I want you to understand that if you're suffering from this, please understand that if I can get over this and the severity with which I suffered from this, that means that you can too, 110%. And if you get help, I did not get help, but what I did was I researched a lot, read a lot, studied a lot in the books and journals, like scientific journals. Again, I was a researcher, so that kind of helped me discover these techniques and systems and strategies and ideas, because I just so happened to have one woman in particular who was an expert in the brain. So I did a lot of research on the brain. And when you do research on the brain, that's when you slowly start to realize, oh my gosh, I actually have control over my mind, over my brain, over my thoughts, over my feelings, over my actions, over the hormone levels in my body. And just that small little door opening up through the research is really what allowed me to take steps forward. So then I discovered podcasts and YouTube videos and self-help books and all of that stuff. But again, it took me so many years to unravel this ball of yarn, because essentially our neurology is very much like, if you've ever seen pictures of it, it looks like netting. And it can get really jumbled up, and it can get, we can have a high-speed bullet train going down a path to doom, gloom, death, and destruction. And then this little baby path that's to positivity and what you can possibly do with your life and how amazing you are. It's like this, it's almost like a jungle that you have to hack through. And so it took me a long time to do this, and I'm grateful now, because now I have the knowledge, skills, and abilities and experience to really help others live a life they truly love and really expand themselves past these things that are holding them back from greatness. However, if I could rewind, I would 100% hire someone to help me do it faster, because I wasted a lot of time. I wasted a lot of precious time sitting in lack and limitation and not understanding my worth. So I think the first step towards recovering from this is to simply allow yourself to think, oh my gosh, I am worthy. I'm worthy of being anywhere. I actually believe that I am worthy. I love myself so much that I don't even care what anybody else thinks of me. And half of the things that we believe that people are judging us on aren't even true. There's actually a scientific study that they did, and it's called the phenomenon that they researched is called the spotlight effect. So basically what these researchers realized is that when people go into public settings or somewhere where they're feeling, they used a gym as an example, because a lot of people, when they go to the gym for the first time or even 20 millionth time, they feel really awkward and out of place. Like they don't want to try certain machines because they might do it wrong. They stand in the way back of an exercise class because they're scared that somebody's going to judge them, or their little 3-pound weights, or that they're tripping over their feet or whatever. And what they discovered is that we actually way overestimate. We actually 50% more overestimate how many people are actually paying attention to us at any given time. So that just goes to show you that every single person in every single room is also suffering from the spotlight effect. So it's funny that they're thinking about them and what they're doing, and oh my gosh, are they judging me? And then you're sitting there thinking about what you're doing, or they're judging me. So we're all sitting there all thinking the same thing, but it's about ourselves, and nobody's paying attention to anybody or judging anybody. It's kind of funny if you think about it. So anyways, I just want you to know that if you suffer with social anxiety or any anxiety, because I had social anxiety, I also had generalized anxiety, I also suffered with depression, which I'll talk about in a separate video, you can 100% overcome this. You can overcome this. And I'm not saying that you might not need help to overcome it, but what I am saying is that it's 100% possible. It is 100% possible. And it all starts with understanding your worth, understanding that you were put on this earth for a very divinely guided reason. I believe that for each and every one of you watching this. I believe that for each and every person on this earth, that they were actually brought to this earth for a very special reason, and it's your job to really figure out what that is. And then once you figure out what it is, it's your job to allow it to shine through and allow it to bless the world. That's what you're doing. So each and every time you show up to, let's say, a networking event, that was something that was absolutely petrifying to me. And for many, many years, I just refused. I absolutely refused. It wasn't until I got really clear on my purpose, passion, and mission, which I'm gonna link a video below that I talk about the importance of connecting purpose, passion, and mission